Ooh, this is Cyberbots. Full Metal Madness. This Jin, Mary, Santana, Gawain, Bao, and Mal. I'll play as Arietta. We'll use Bloria. Oh, okay. So this is Cyberbots Metal Madness in a laboratory. Whatever. We're gonna fight. So this is a fighting game that came out, I think, in the mid to late '90s. And it's a Capcom fighting game, but the main character Jin actually is in he's in Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's where he got popular, especially Blodia, because we're supposed to be in giant mechs. Like, I know we look tiny, but we're supposed to be like these huge giant robots. And then when you play as Jin in Marvel vs. Capcom, he's like, his Blodia punches, and it's huge. So yeah, that's I guess it doesn't nail the scale all that well. Well, maybe it's just this level, but maybe the other ones do. But yeah, it's a Capcom fighting game from the '90s. So, this is on the Switch via the it's like the Capcom arcade something or other. But yeah, I was like, they had like a set of the games available individually now. So they used to only sell them in packs, but now they're available individually. And I was like, $2 to play this game. I'm like, I'm down to clown. So yeah. The Earth Core will be looking for me. We better separate. It's safer. Okay, be careful, Arietta. How did you find me? You left the easy trail to follow, child. You are too young to be out here alone. Why don't I take you and that device? No damn way you were taking me back to that hell. For Killer B, Arietta. Yeah, so I don't know anything about the lore of these games. Or Jin, to be honest. Like, I just know him from Marvel's Capcom, but because it's a fighting game, it's a Capcom fighting game from this era. It plays similar enough to like where I can kind of tell what's going on. But that's about as much as I can say. Oh, what the? Okay, so it looks like there's because it is being emulated through the Capcom arcade, whatever. It did. Whoa, are we flashing? It did look like I can slow down time or something. Oh my god. Oh, dude, this game is hard. But one thing I will say about games of this era is look how nice the pixels are. Yeah, maybe there's a stage where it shows normal size things like cars or helicopters or something. I think that'll give it a grander sense of scale, because right now I'm just we don't feel like we're giant robots. We just kind of feel like we're just two normal sized robots. But maybe it's just me. I am defeated for now, Brad, but we will meet again someday. I will never return to Lab Ease again. You will do well to remember that. I've lost too many friends in that horrible place. You mean the lab techs were killing humans just for experiments? I didn't know. I think I'm lost. Which way should I have?
Earth Core's trash. You do not belong here. I will destroy you and your kind.
Wait, hear me out before you...
Blodia versus Blodia. This game moves at a very fast pace. Proceed. I want to say this is like late '90s, because I don't know if it recorded before when I hit that point. I don't think it did, but in the little attract menu thing that it shows, where it's like if the arcade machine was just on and no quarters were put in, where it shows you a little snippet, it kind of had this 3D model of Blodia, which it looked very PS1 era. So that's why I'm kind of is this from late 90s?
Unit damaged. 1P lose.
So yeah, that's why I think it's from that era, but I don't know what the buttons are what all I can do. All I know is that these are some pretty good chunky looking pixels. Though it's interesting because I feel like SNK and Capcom were both making games at this point, like arcade games. Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked. Oh shit! No, I thought I was gonna win. Oh look, like see, there's people down there, so that helps with like the sense of like, how do I continue that one? Let's try this Jackal Lightning. Let's try Jackal. I wonder if the person has anything to do with anything, or if it's more just like the robot. Cause, ooh. Creepy. Whoa, dude. What the hell is they talking about? I got distracted by the fact that I died to Blodia. No, oh yeah, so SNK and Capcom were both making games at this point. They were like, I guess the two big like arcade machine guys, especially fighting games. But like the Capcom games had a more like cartoony anime feel, I guess I want to say. Whereas the SNK ones, and I mean like not just in like the characters and stuff, but like the color palettes and the aesthetics, and it's definitely way more like Saturday. Like this has a very Saturday morning cartoon feel in like the color palette, especially the stuff in the background. And then the characters down there are obviously like anime styled, but the I feel like the SNK games definitely used a more neutral, like earthy color palette, and they were also just way more intricate. And I don't know if that's just because of the art style they were using, but like I think of stuff like Metal Slug and kind of like the backgrounds in those games, and they're kind of ridiculously well done. Like they were definitely masters of what they were doing. Not to say that the Capcom games look bad, because they don't. Like there's some nice chunky pixels, but there was just something about the SNK games that was just like, what the hell? Like how did they squeeze this out of the machine at the time? I'm glowing, but I don't know what it means. Go on, get. I'm not huge on this Jackal Robo.
You are not military trained. Why are you here, girl?
I escaped from the Earth Core Satellite Lab. I was next in line to be used for the test. The life force is drained from the children and being stored in a secret chamber in the lab. I can no longer bear to see my friends murdered for the sake of science. Will you help me, Jin?
Look at this pathetic girl crying her eyes out trying to...
Oh, this is Devilot. Yeah. She was in Marvel 1. Ooh, whoa. Yeah, she was in Marvel's Capcom 1. She was a summons where she said something like me, and then she like comes out of the ground and her robot explodes. Yeah. Oh, dude. That thing's idle animation's ridiculous. So much stuff. Oh, I'm getting my ass beat. Unit damaged. Since I started recording, our black cat, his name is Bacon. He has used the restroom, the litter box twice, and he's really bad at covering. So I can hear how loudly he's just scratching the floor instead of actual litter. Dude, this game's hard. What the hell? Well, I mean, it's an arcade game, but still. I'm going to blame it on this robot that I'm using and how I don't like it.
Continue.
Let's try 40. Oh my god, look at how he walks. I love him. Arietta versus Devilot. Ooh. Oh, okay. So, like, okay, so I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right? Like, I'm just pressing buttons. there's like a dash button, a missile button, and then the other ones are like punch and kick kind of. So it's like close-ish to like a Street Fighter type, but it's very different also. But just like the oh no. No, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose this one. Oh, fuck. I got him. Oh. Jesus. That was difficult. Okay. Okay, but yeah, so it's very different in the sense of like I don't know what does what. And I'm trying to learn, but also like I kind of have to learn as I go. But I will say it is cool. It's a cool game. These guys keep using the same shit over and over. Oh, he's got a special up. Yeah, he's using my strat. He's just throwing bombs at me. Yes, toss his ass. Yes. Yeah, that little explosion, that explosion that happens when like she lost. That's a.
You got lucky this time, Brett.
Luck had nothing to do with the beating you took. This place is too dangerous. There's a secret place where my friend Gawain can help you. So you are the one everyone's talking about. Relax, little lady. The resistance will protect you.
Captain Gawain, I feel strange as if something's taking over my body. Can't control myself. Run, Captain. Save yourself.
I guess they needed a reason for me to fight. Yeah, see, there we go. This is more like, okay, cool. Like they're giant. Yeah, like it's such a, you know, man, I miss this era of video games. Like I want to say like the mid to late 90s, kind of like right before polygonal games took off. Like when everything was still pixel art. Like one, the pixel art just kept getting better and better, but two, like the types of games that they were coming out with, like they were just trying whatever. Like yeah, there's a lot of, you can like, I guess you can say like, oh, there's a lot of fighting games, and like yeah, because that was the most popular genre at the time. Kind of like how like the 2010s were all shooters because that's the most popular genre at the time or whatever. But like the fact that they tried stuff like this, you know, they're like, hey, we already have one that's like a wrong button. We have one that's kind of like this. Let's try. He's a large boy. Like we have the normal Street Fighter, but like, oh, I guess I'm the same one as him. It's not what I wanted. But then let's make something like they made like, let's make Darkstalkers because we know, just to make something slightly different. And like the gameplay in Darkstalkers wasn't too much of a departure. But still, you know, like they tried something cool, and then they had like let's make Street Fighter Alpha, and that plays a little bit different. And then they have stuff like this. They have Star Gladiator. They did I don't know, like I think they did like Mega Man Power Battles. And I feel like there's got to be another fighting game I'm forgetting. But also even like the beat 'em ups, like they had you know, like just Captain Commando and Final Fight, which is like, okay, cool. But then they also did stuff like the Dungeons and Dragons games, which had like slight RPG elements to them. I think there's a, oh wow, really? I think there's a I think I saw in the pack that or not in the pack, but like in the, I guess like in the shop for the arcade collection for the Capcom thing. Like I saw a game that kind of had robots, but it was not a fighting game. It was a beat 'em up. So I don't know. I feel like they were just trying all kinds of wacky stuff back then, and we're in a period of time where I feel like they're starting to do that again. But like another thing that comes to mind is like the Wii era, right? Like once the Wii was kind of like, you know, it's a hit. There was so many games that came out for it that were like just weird and strange and like normally wouldn't have come to America or would have never been made, but because the console was so popular, they're like, well, you know, like we can take a risk and it's not that big a deal because, you know, like there's so many people who own this console that like someone's bound to buy this. So they came out with weird games. Weird sounds bad. I think weird has a negative connotation, but like they had so many like different types of games that you would never have thought like, oh, that's a game that's gonna get localized over here. I think of stuff like Fragile Dreams for the Wii, right? Like there wasn't anything inherently like out of the ordinary about it, but it was a game with like some slight combat, but mostly it was exploration and running around and surviving. It wasn't like a big budget game, at least I don't think. But there was like something like that. There's stuff like Domino Rally, which I don't know what it was called in Japan, but it was like a game about a little dude running around and like knocking over dominoes. There was the Munchables games where it's kind of like Pac-Man-esque and also like Katamari-esque. They made games like Trauma Team and Trauma Center, you know, like surgical games. Like I don't know. There's been moments in gaming where like they're just like, yeah, let's just do whatever, like, cause you know, let's just do whatever. And I feel like this is from that time, and then those games I just mentioned are from that time. And then there's lulls. I think right now we're going into another one of those. I'm done. I can't beat this guy. We're going into another one of those like periods where they're just bringing out random stuff. I think the Switch has seen a lot of it, and the PS4 has seen some pretty interesting games. But I think especially too with the Switch, like I just see more and more like what is that type games coming out. I think it's cool. But that's it for Cyberbots. I think it's just called Cyberbots. It might be like Cyberbots Full Metal or something, but it's a fun game. It's very difficult. I also don't know what the hell I was doing. So I'm going to stop talking. And look, Bariot. Yeah, Full Metal Madness. 1995, 94. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. PS1 was out, I think. God, I'm old.